Hey everybody, Josh Brown here, managing editor with Geist magazine. We're hanging out today at Pearl Street Pizzeria and Pub in Geist with owners Courtney and David Andrus. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't heard, Pearl Street Pizzeria and Pub just opened this week, right? Monday.
Yep.
Kind of a soft opening, but it's been a pretty hectic week for you guys already. Located right off of Oleo. If you've been in this area, right next to Geist Nails, I think. Pretty much neighbors with Geist Nails, Fox Garden family. So if you've been in this area, it's the old Main Event, Bubba's location. And you guys have kind of taken this spot over. So just jump in, tell us, obviously you have the downtown location for Pearl Street, on Pearl Street, downtown, which is a very popular location, been there for a while now.
10 years, yeah.
10 years, yes, it's been there a long time. So this is your first new location. Why did you guys choose Geist? Just tell us what made this location appealing.
Well, we live about 2 minutes away, just down 104th.
That's convenient.
Yeah, so we love this area. Just like when we lived downtown and we did Pearl Street downtown, we like being kind of involved in the community. Our kids go to Geist Elementary.
Sure.
So we have another business in downtown Fishers, Pure Eatery. So we love being the locals that are in the local scene, supporting other local businesses. Like you said, our neighbors around here, we've just loved this area. We think that there's a lot of new restaurants that have come in recently, which is good. And everyone we talk to in our neighbors and everything, I think everyone appreciates kind of the new resurgence of the small local restaurants who really focus on quality, and that's what we do as well. Everything we do, we make almost everything fresh from scratch. So I think people appreciate that. So, and then it saves them the trip from going all the way to other parts of the city to get good food.
Yeah. Well, and Courtney, it's great kind of being close to home too, right?
Oh yeah. We just our last venture was in Lafayette, and so we every day kind of feel thankful that we're just a couple minutes from home, and we can buzz over here and work through the dinner rush and lunch rushes and buzz home and be with our kids, which is the goal for us, is to be in this area, be able to be with our kids and neighbors, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, talk about this location specifically, right? Like I mentioned in the beginning, it's had a couple other occupants before in the restaurant business. What made this specific location unique and maybe drew you guys to it, right? And then on top of that, maybe talk about the renovations you guys have done. Courtney, we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of changes in here for those who've been in Main Event before and some of the other locations that were here. It's changed quite a bit in here, so maybe just kind of dive into the changes and what made this spot unique.
So when we first, like I said, we've known about this retail center, and I think a lot of people that live in Geist have seen this retail center kind of sit, and it had gone through some ownership changes as a center,
right? And
everyone saw it just kind of sitting here and not really doing so well. And then when the new ownership took over, and we had an opportunity to meet Bob Court, who he did a fantastic job with kind of renovating the facade of this retail center and working real hard with his investors on filling it up with solid tenants. Yeah. And he sold us, not that he had to, on this location. And we actually worked with his company, Court Builders. They were the general contractors for our build out, and they did a fantastic job. And like you said, most people that come in here, it doesn't look anything like the previous locations. It's got a fresh new feel. Everything's brand new all the way to the walls. And it feels like a solid restaurant. I think most people see that. So yeah. Awesome.
Well, Courtney, did you want to dive in? Is there any specific kind of renovations or things you want to talk about that have maybe changed when people walk in here?
Yeah, we wanted to try to keep the feel of downtown Pearl Street. One of the draws, I think, to Pearl Street downtown is it's in the alley, it's approachable, it's family friendly, although It feels like a pub, and we wanted to kind of take that idea and bring it here. But of course, in this area, it requires a lot more family dining than a downtown location. Right. So we wanted to make it feel like a pub. We wanted to keep the brick and kind of some masculine look to it, but at the same time soften the edges and make it very family friendly and have plenty of dining space for kids and families. We added a patio on the north side of the building, which wasn't here originally.
The wind's trying to blow off.
Yeah, the wind just
today.
blew our umbrellas over. So the north or the west facing patio was here, which is fantastic. We use that for our private dining room. So if you book a party with a private dining room, you'll get the front patio. The side patio we're using every day, which is great. It's a good shelter from the sun. So yeah.
Well, that was going to be part of my question too. Was what makes this location unique as far as your downtown location? What's the difference? Is it a bigger area? Does the look and feel in here different? Because you mentioned obviously both are family friendly, but even looking in the lights in here, it's kind of got a cool industrial feel to it with the brick. Yeah. How is it different from the downtown location?
Well, obviously it's 8 years later since we built that one, so we wanted to give it a newer, updated look. It's much larger downtown. I think there's 2,500 square feet, and we've got about 5,000 here. So it's a much larger place, a much more open, less shotgun. Downtown is more of a shotgun feel. But again, we wanted to try to tie in. We hope that people recognize the brand when they're here, same as when they're downtown.
Right.
So we wanted to keep with our maroon colors and just keep it pub feeling, but kind of dress it up with some, like you mentioned, some of the light fixtures and some of the softer colors on the walls, kind of dress it up a little bit. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys mentioned too, of course, you own Pure Eateries, 3 locations of Pure Eatery as well. Maybe talk to me a little bit about what's made you guys successful in this business. What sets you apart, and why do you enjoy doing this day to day?
I mean, I think it boils down to the fact that although any business person, the goal is to make it a financial success.
Of course.
But we really focus on providing a value, and we've done it with Pure as well as Pearl Street. It costs a lot more to make everything, both with labor and with ingredients, to make things fresh, while giving it to the customer at a reasonable price. And at the end of the day, we're not, we don't have certain margins that we're looking for, to hit necessarily. We don't report to a group of investors. Every business that we open, every new restaurant, we really kind of expand our family. We have outings every year that we do with these people. We try to, we do golf outings in the communities, supporting, local firefighters and things like that. And at the end of the day, I think people respond to that. I mean, you see it on a larger movement that people like, not a corporate feel coming in and just trying to make money at whatever expense they can get. And so that's always been our goal. And it's difficult sometimes. It's not always easy. We have bumps, but I think at the end of the day, people appreciate that. And we, obviously we try to be involved heavily at every location. And it's easier with some, like this one where we live 2 minutes away.
Right on the corner,
yeah, but, and it comes down to the people that work with us, I mean, like I said, we look at them as kind of our expanded family, and that's what the customer sees when they come in, is that interaction is invaluable as far as the ultimate product that we put forward.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Courtney? Is there anything you want to add in? I mean, obviously, like Dave said, you have those bumps, throughout that journey. But what do you enjoy the most about coming in each day and doing this?
I think definitely the staff. We've been fortunate to have some really good staff. We have management in each location now, which helps us, obviously. And they honestly keep us alive. They keep everything ticking away. And I think it's important for us to be present and to let them know that we're here. We're right beside them. We're working. Dave and I both have a lot of years of experience. We started out as servers, bartenders. Yeah. So we've been where they've been. And so I think that helps us relate to them and helps them respect our position and the fact that we understand the ins and outs of the business. Yeah. I think as far as the guests, Dave's right. I mean, they see us, and hopefully they see what we're trying to do, which is create a good experience at not a high cost, and make sure that everybody feels welcome when they walk in the door. That's one of the things we're most excited about this area, is that we can see our neighbors and see our friends and treat everybody as if they're coming into our home,
Right.
and yeah, that's just what we try to do.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we always laugh because our house, we need,
It needs some
this
attention.
fixed or that fixed, and Courtney always teases me because we're heavily involved in the build outs. We did the painting and the woodwork ourselves and things like that, and we always do, and we always joke because our house, needs this, that, or the other, fixed or cleaned or whatever. So,
So we just have everybody
we
here
just-
instead of
Right.
we don't entertain at home because so.
That's great. Well, guys, I can say I've been to the downtown location before. Pearl Street has phenomenal pizza. It's great food and awesome atmosphere, so definitely come check them out. Tell everybody what are your hours and where you're located.
So
Your address.
we're at 10462 Oleo Road. We're at the corner of 104th and Oleo, and we are our hours right now are 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday will be 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. So we'll stay open a little later. We're excited to see what the clientele wants, what the guests want. If they want later hours, earlier hours, we're still feeling it out.
Sure.
But right now, we're hoping for 11 to 1 on the weekends and get some drinkers in.
And I also want to say one of the big things about this location that I push is we have a capacity for probably about 50 people comfortably in a completely separate, like Courtney mentioned earlier, this private dining area.
Right.
We've already booked a couple parties. I know we're excited with some of the folks from Cambridge and some other groups. It's going to be one of the big things that we do, and because we do large parties all the time downtown, and we knock it out of the park with all of our gourmet pizzas that we do. It's real easy to put together a fun, delicious spread that doesn't feel like a pizza party, at some chain pizza place.
Right.
So that's one thing we're excited on building up here is those group parties. So
Of course.
Whether it's happy hour or baseball teams,
Yeah.
soccer, we've got a soccer group interested. So we've got the space to do kid-friendly or adult parties,
Yeah.
all of the above. So we're excited
And
about
I
that.
want to say too, right now we are beer and wine only, but we are in the process we're about a month away from having the beer, wine, and liquor license.
Awesome.
It's in the process.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's something we didn't talk about earlier too. Is obviously there's tons of TVs in here, gorgeous flat screen TVs. So sporting events, NBA playoffs are going on right now. Come down and grab some pizza and watch some of the game, and come this afternoon and get some lunch. Thanks again, Dave and Courtney, for joining us today. And everybody, look for this story soon in Geist Magazine and at Geist.com. And thanks for joining us. See ya.